What's up, YouTube? Warstorm here, coming at you guys in the video today. Today I'm going to do another episode of Ban List Advocate, where I advocate for or against a card that is on the ban list. To round out the others on this list, we're going to be talking about Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulders today. So I've already talked about Dragon Rulers and why they were banned in the Blaster video I posted not too long ago. So I'm not going to go too much into that, but we're going to briefly summarize. They were banned when Dark Matter Dragon came out in the Gold series back in 2015, because Necros had come out about a month before, and it would have given people another option to play instead of buying Secret Forces so they could play Necros. Necros didn't really have a good time against the deck because it had a hard time sometimes removing big bodies, and even though outside of Trishula, of course, and it really just had and the other problem was that Dark Matter Dragons sent for cost, so even if you ended on a Unicorn, they could still get to send the dragons and still punch you in the face. So they banned the Dragon Rulers. The deck was legal for maybe a week or two, and then they were banned. Not too long ago, we did get Tempest back, which was, I think there was a reason they chose Tempest over the other Dragon Rulers. Mostly it's a wind monster, and it helped Dragoonity, I guess. But when we talk about Redox, as like all the Dragon Rulers, has 3 effects. You can only use 1 in a turn. It has the same special summon effect, and the same bounce to hand effect, and the same banish effect as the other Dragon Rulers. It searches an Earth Dragon when banished, but the difference is its discard effect is a Monster Reborn. Now, you do specifically have to discard an Earth monster, but it can revive anything. There's no restrictions on it, and that's pretty dang strong. In comparison, if you compare it to something like Monster Reborn, for example, that's limited. A lot of the extended revival cards, are kind of specific. If you have something like World Legacy Succession, you're probably playing a Link deck or something that has a Link monster in the extra deck. That's kind of specific. You can't just drop. With Monster Reborn, there's a lot of times you can just drop it in the middle of a combo. So having an effect like that, especially with how, if you look at the format now, we have Zodiac, Tri-Brigade, and their different variations of that, and this does help those decks. Obviously, Zodiac is not quite as strong without Trident, but Zeus is still in the picture, so it's definitely something to think about. But if it's at 1, which is what I'm advocating for, I'm obviously not advocating it for it to come to 3. There is that thing. It has the same draw rate as Monster Reborn, where you're only seeing, if you're opening a 5-card hand, you're probably only seeing it you're only seeing like 12% of the time, maybe a little over 1 in 10 hands. So it's not something that's going to happen all the time, and you are doing that discard. But it's still a pretty strong effect. Now, amongst the Dragon Rulers, Redox is always the one that people heavily disagree with because that Monster Reborn effect is so strong. Now, it's definitely, if you're going to unban them in order, this would be the last one to try. But I honestly think that I'm more than willing to at least give it a go and try to see if it'll even see play. Now, you obviously can summon it from deck with its baby Dragon Ruler, but when Tempest came off the list, there were a lot of people going out and buying the baby Dragon Rulers, trying them, and they realized it's not very good. Now, could that change when you have multiple Dragon Rulers in the rotation? I think it's very, very possible, but I don't know how good it's gonna be, playing 3 cards in your deck just to summon that one of from your deck that can't even be used to make Striker Dragon. Now, as far as other Earth decks, I guess you could play this in Guru, but most of the time Guru is very, very low monster count, and you play a lot of traps, so honestly, I don't see this in being that good, really, in Guru. Yes, it can technically revive Guru, but that's not really gonna happen very often. And with Tri-Brigade Zoo, typically they end on the trap card that summons them all and then summons the Link monster. So I don't really think that, it's not that Redox is bad. I just don't know if it's would really make a huge difference. I guess you play it, and honestly, outside of Tri-Brigade Zoo, there's not a lot of really good. There's obviously Adamancipators, which are primarily Earth monsters, and that helps that deck too. So you have to. So again, it's a good question whether this thing is something that Konami will try. I don't think they will. I think they would bring Blaster and then maybe Title next. But I would advocate. I would say I would like to try it at 1 and see if it sees play, and if not, if it does, and if it becomes a problem, put it back on the list. But I am definitely an advocate. I do think that it's an interesting discussion because I can definitely see both sides on Redox. Personally, I would like to see it come back. Just to see how it helps some of the Earth decks that are running around, but also it's kind of a risky thing to do with how strong Monster Reborn effects can be. So anyway, guys, that about comes in the video today. What you guys think of this video down in the comment section down below. Do you think Redox should stay firmly on the ban list? Do you think that it has potential to could come back and not have too much of an impact? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Warstorm signing out.